Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the last week of 2025. You know, I find myself saying very often, where did the time go? Wow, I cannot believe this year is over, this week is over, this day is over, whatever it is. And I remember always hearing as a kid or as a young adult, hearing older people always say that. And I would roll my eyes and think, God, time cannot go fast enough. Speed things up here. Let's get going. And now all of a sudden, here we are at the end of 2025. And I think, oh my gosh, where did the time go? All the things that we, hope to accomplish, the things we hope to do. We may look back on our lists and say, wow, not much got done, or I didn't get to do this or be this, or, lose all of that weight or become that high performing executive. Well, the good news is that you get a new opportunity. And you better put your belt buckle on, seatbelt. You better put your seatbelt on because 2026 is going to feel like it goes even faster. Okay. So, but I wanted to share something with you today that I came across, of course, on Instagram. And it was some advice to a 40-year-old, somebody who's turning 40. But this can be, I realized how relative it can be for all of us. And seeing that I'm turning 50 next year, I figured this is something also very important to remember. But this is really for all of us. So it said, to the 40-year-old, you're going to wake up on 40 and you're going to wake up at 40 and wish you were waking up at 18. And instead of wishing that you were 18, imagine waking up at 90 and wishing that you were 40 and that you had the next 50 years ahead of you. And or wish that you had the next 50 years ahead of you. That's what it was. It was that you wish that you had the next 50 years ahead of you. And I thought, wow, that is so incredibly, incredibly powerful, right? Because our point of view about time running out, right? Our point of view about not having enough time or not being able to do all the things that we want to, or things speeding up too fast, or all of that kind of stuff. When we find ourselves in those energies, when we find ourselves in those energies in holding on, then we don't become present with what is there, right? And so it also holds us back into this place of regret, right? There's this place of regret of like, wow, I did X amount of thing. I'm this age and I have yet to accomplish, or I wish I would have done all of those coulda, woulda, shoulda energies. And we want to really, really get out of that consciousness because it's just taking up space that can be so beautifully and powerfully used into creating the life that we want instead of regretting the things that we didn't. And one of my dear old friends, David, is joining us today on Instagram. Hi, David. How are you? I see you. David was a student of mine when he was a little guy, and now he's all grown up and in college. So it's wonderful to have you here, David. Welcome. And so, with that, let's imagine that today we are waking up with the infinite possibilities of what is ahead of us, and whatever attachments that we have to what we think the day will bring, the year will bring, the week will bring. Let's look at the possibilities of what is absolutely there. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin our meditation. Let's close our eyes and let's find ourselves in our heart. And as we find ourselves in our heart, let's become incredibly grateful and incredibly appreciative of this particular slice of our lives, these 15 minutes, giving these 15 minutes intention. And as we become present here, let's thank ourselves. Let's thank ourselves for showing up, for being here. And then let's begin today by taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our energy, our awareness to the center of the earth. And as we shift our awareness to the center of the earth, let's imagine this energy scooping up fresh earth energy coming up through the soles of our feet, through our ankles, our calves, our knees, and our thighs, and traveling up through all of our chakras and popping up outside the top of our head and forming a beautiful ball of light. And now switch your awareness into this ball of light. And imagine this ball of light traveling up out of the space that you're in. Higher and higher and higher and faster and faster and faster. Imagine that ball of light lifting you up out past Earth's atmosphere, out into outer space, through different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way, and higher and higher and higher beyond there, out into different layers of light, some dark, through those layers out into a beautiful golden like light, and through the golden like light into a jelly like substance light, and through the jelly like substance light into a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And through the law of compassion, you enter into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation, of oneness, and of complete totality. Immediately, as your ball of light expands into this beautiful energy, you feel the connection, the contribution, the collaboration of all things, all atoms and molecules of existence here. And from here, we are going to ask for some downloads for the group today. You're currently in a theta brainwave. From this place, we have the ability to access the subconscious mind, change our beliefs, we change our reality. Okay, so let's see what we've got here today. New beginnings. Would you like to know what it feels like to know that it's safe for you to leave the past behind? No matter what, no matter where, no matter who cares like how old you are or what you've accomplished or any of that. None of it's all irrelevant. It's here in the now that matters. What you can choose to create moving forward. If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body to have the courage to let go, the strength to let go, the will to let go, knowing full and well that letting go is not only a virtue, it's actually a demand. Do you know that? Do you know that if we don't let go, the universe will give us the push to let go? What do we mean by that? Think about it. We are here on this planet for really actually a brief amount of time. What could seem like 100 years, let's say we have the blessing of living to be 100, the blessing of living on this earth for 100 years, from the infinite, it's nothing, it's a blip. So nothing really belongs to us. Nothing. No person, no place, no thing, no object, nothing that has sentimental value. It's just being lent to us like a library. You rent it or you read it, you enjoy it or you don't, you put it back and you get something new. Our souls work the same way. And so eventually you have to take the book back to the library, right? Or otherwise it's just going to keep accumulating all these debts and all these debts and all these debts. So when we don't let go, we keep accumulating all this karma, all this karma, all this karma. Would you like to know that it's safe for you to let go of all the attachments that you perceive you cannot live without? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to appreciate everything, right? To appreciate all the blessings that you have, but also to have equal appreciation for the challenges that you may be going through, the opportunities to grow, to change, to transform. If you like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to trust in every single cell of your body that there is always something new, something greater, something possible, plausible, likely, and amazing awaiting for you? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to know that you're worthy of the greatest, the most amazing, the most incredible life that you could imagine? You're worthy of it. It's safe for you to acknowledge that. If you'd like that, say yes. Oftentimes we can't see that or we don't believe it's possible because we're unwilling to let go of the previous. We're unwilling to let go of what we're comfortable with, right? I read somewhere recently that most most people who win the lottery actually end up in bankruptcy, right? And you might say, oh, well, they spent it stupidly or they didn't know how to use it or this or that. And that is absolutely possibly the truth as well. But one of the reasons that I perceive is the unwillingness to be able to change and let go of old experiences. Receiving something huge like that, it could short circuit you. So you've got to be willing to build the vessel to receive it. You've got to be willing to know that you are worthy of living that life that you say you want to have. Can you imagine what happens if somebody, something, some divine force comes along today and says, hey, guess what, Gila? Today, all of your dreams are granted. And it waves its magic wand and poof, you're in a new reality. And you go, wait a minute. I forgot me. I wanted to take that book, or I wanted to bring my kid. I forgot to say that I wanted to bring my kid, all this kind of stuff. You would be but you're in the reality that you wanted. However, those attachments to those other things or those things that you thought were so significant can't really take with you, or you don't require them in that new reality. Works the same way with our soul. So would you like to know what it feels like to be present right here and now, to have value, to see the value, to see the immense amounts of blessings that you have here so you can appreciate it now? If you'd like that, say yes. Great. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to know in every single cell of your body that you're exactly where you're meant to be right now? Oftentimes, we're too caught up in dreaming about that alternative reality that we forget to see what's in front of us. So today, let's see what's in front of us. Let's appreciate everything we have here. If you like that, say yes. So now let's shift our energy to those who require healing today. With the healing, we're just going to imagine them surrounded in the Creator's love and in the Creator's light. Imagine them happy, healthy, safe, and protected. So let's please send healing to Anne and also to Ben and Polly. Happy, healthy, safe, and protected. Let's send healing to Scott's younger brother, whoever that may be. Scott's younger brother. Happy, healthy, safe, and protected. Let's also please send healing to Jan and Enrique. Happy, healthy, safe, and protected. And let's please send healing to Teresa. Happy, healthy, safe, protected. And to Maggie. Happy, healthy, safe, protected. Let's also please send healing to Hector and Dolly. Happy, healthy, safe, protected. And let's also please send healing to Abraham. And to Sarah, be healthy, safe, protected. Last but not least, would you like to know that you are unconditional love? That you be unconditional love, and unconditional love is your birthright? If you'd like that, say yes. Now let's take our palms, rub our palms together. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Place your palms over your eyes and the windows to your soul. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Allow that energy to come into your body and into your being. Place your hands on your heart. Congratulate yourself. Thank yourself for being here, for being a part of our soul family. So grateful for you all. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. And we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, everyone.